Carl Sullivan, Navy commander, retired. Old fart rabble rouser that lives in Sterling, Utah. You know, it's a thrill to see so many wonderful patriots and to feel your strength. You wonder sometimes, you think you're alone. We're not alone. What a power we have. And I want to say thank you to each one of you for being
Amen.
We would say thank you.
Now, the other day, we did a little bit of research on Yoram. My friend George called him. Yoram hung up on him, as you did, right? Okay. And he was very nervous yesterday because he wasn't anticipating this group. He thought this was going to be an easy win here, and it turned out not to be. And you've got these things in other places. And I'm here to tell you, Yoram, you've awakened a giant beast here. And I know how my neighbors are. They're going to go back. They're going to talk to their neighbors, and this is going to spread. And people are going to fight for freedom.
1 minute, please.
Folks, this is the big picture. Keep the big picture in mind. It starts with a carbon tax. Then it goes to Agenda 2030. And then they move you out of your home and have you move into those flats down on I-15. They're going to make it so you don't use your wood stove or your fireplace or your gas. And eventually this transforms our lives so that by 2030, you will own nothing and love it, as we've been told, right? You're going to be really happy in 2030. This is all about that. I see it. It's as clear as day. And this reminds me of the Native Americans when the negotiators came in with their trinkets. Oh, look at these beautiful beads, and they sold away. God bless them. They sold away their freedom.
10 seconds.
And that's happening to us right now. Let's go out and organize and fight for our freedom. It's a thrill to me to be with people like you, and patriots. God bless you all.
George Frey?
I feel like being for it just to make it interesting. They're asking our title. My title, up until just recently, was journalist. I'm transitioning into retirement. I'm a 40-year photojournalist nationally. And but this is new to me because usually I'm in the back of my camera and biting my tongue because you're not supposed to get involved. And that's one reason after I called you, I decided to transition because I want to be citizen, which I think is the greatest title. No offense to the county commission.
American. I'm sorry, American, not citizen.
Yeah, that's true. But over the years, I've covered this issue in Utah. I've been out at Delta, at IPP. I've been in the coal mines and out by Price. I've been in the Suffolk coal mine. I've been out to the solar farms and the wind farms and the geothermal that they put out near Milford. And I'll give you credit. We do have a problem. Okay? The question is how do we solve the problem? And I've seen ideas come and I've seen ideas go. And the problem I have with a lot of these things, and politicians and activist groups do it the same. They'll do marketing, what to name a bill, right?
1 minute, sir.
Save the puppy bill. And so they tell you food tax. Great, my kids need that extra money because I can afford it, but my kids can't. So they give you $1. Then they have a carbon tax, and they put it in your other pocket, and then they say you're $1 richer. Those are separate. Sorry, the food tax is a carrot and stuff. Just real quick, 1.43 billion in 3 years, according to their thing. 50 million for rural, it's 3%. Down in Provo, where I'm from, they put in a rubber rail. We voted against it. They put it in anyway. Since then, there's been high-density housing springing up all over the place in Provo. Now we have traffic problems. We have more pollution problems.
10 seconds, please.
Because if I could get a couple more minutes.
He can have my time.
Who's that who just spoke up?
Dylan Jones.
Let me tell you the results of this. Last year, I'm going through Beaver getting gas. There's a lady checking me out. I'm just small talking with her. And we came to the subject, and she says, because of gas prices, she has to work 2 shifts and sleep in her car in the back because she can't afford to drive home. This is rural Utah. There's no buses, there's no Uber. We drive many, many miles to get here. That's one of the problems. And then two quick things. You mentioned that the Republicans wouldn't pass it through Congress. Exactly. We elected them. We also elected good Democrats. We elected the legislature. They didn't pass it. But I'm glad you brought this to here today, because this is what we all vote on presidents and look at congressmen at national level. But the strategy, I'm telling you, now is to go to the local, the school boards,
1 minute, please.
the citizens, the attorney generals and all that. So let me give you a solution for the last thing. If you really want to solve this, okay? Besides going through a government which is inefficient and everything, I'll give you an example. Apple Computer, not a conservative company. It's the largest company in the world. They, $2.5 trillion market cap. They have some of the most strongest, best environmental protections. They have recycling. They have, plastic free. They do all this thing within the company. And they've let everybody know, we're doing this. You can buy our phone or not. And they've created the largest company in the world, and we're still environmentally responsible as one of the greatest companies to do that. That's how we do this. We do it individually with citizens and through the efficiency of the capitalist system to solve this problem. Thank you.
Judith Wadley?
My title is doctor.
Doctor? Okay.
My name is Judith Wadley. I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I've been a registered nurse for almost 50 years, which means that I have taken a lot of different classes in biology and so on and so forth. I'm also retired, living on a fixed income that will not allow for us to stay warm in the winter or cool enough in the summer. I have a heart issue that if I do not stay cool enough in the summertime, my heart escapes its regular rhythm, and it's either 160 or it's 32 beats a minute. It's this whole thing is so irrational. The target is CO2, carbon dioxide. I don't know if you're aware, obviously you aren't, but in the time of the dinosaurs, if you believe such a thing, according to ice cores, the carbon dioxide level was 5 times what it is today.
What
What
minute?
happened?
1 minute, please.
What happened then? Well, the trees grew bigger and covered more of the earth than they do today. The plants were healthier and stronger and larger and more diverse than today. Going after carbon dioxide is a straw man, because without carbon dioxide, the grass doesn't grow, the trees don't grow, we don't have apples, we don't have feed for our animals, and if we don't have feed for our animals, we don't have feed for us. This is so ill-conceived. At 0.04% of our environment, of our air, that's ridiculous. We just, at 5 times, it's 0.2%.
10 seconds, please.
Of our environment, of our air. This is a straw man, and stay away.
We have a couple more speakers, then we're going to end the meeting, and we've got to take off. We have to go have a hearing. We have to go have a hearing in Price.
Oh, let's go to Price.
Yeah, you're welcome to come.
Edwina Fowler?
I'll mention for folks who want to learn things about climate change, at least my perspective on it, I do have a cartoon book about climate change that was recommended by the head of the Council of Economic Advisors for President Trump. So
Probably credible.
take a look at it.
So my name is Edwina Fowler. I am the owner and CEO of Helicity Transportation. We're a small trucking company. We're already taxed to the brink. I don't know if y'all know how bad it is in the transportation industry. It's not just trucking. It's every transportation, even public transit, which would raise our taxes even more for that. So anyways, taxing is not the answer. In the trucking industry, we have IFTA. We have also state taxes from other states that don't, participate in IFTA. We have the heavy highway usage tax. We also get taxed for every mile that we drive in every state when we register each truck. Then we have our fuel taxes, which are going to add to that. And of course, semis run on diesel. Electric trucks are not going to do it. They can't carry the weight. They can't go the distance. You already have a chain supply issue. It's going to get worse. That includes our farmers, right? They all have diesel tractors. We also have a United Carrier registration. We have the state permits from a lot of places, which are sometimes based on mileage, which is another tax. We have toll roads, and then if you add this tax. So how many taxes is that for us to just drive down the road? Doing one thing. That's more than one, and the Constitution says we only get taxed once, right? Yeah.
1 minute,
That's
please.
a joke. Okay. Fleet or service trucks. Your services, everything is going to go up. Deliveries, UPS, everything. School buses, everything. So there's our taxes again. EMS, fire, sheriffs, police, public transits, everything. It's going up. Low-income families, you talk about their subsidies that's going to help them. What about those of us that fall in the crack? We've been in that crack forever. We don't quite make enough to get by, but we don't qualify for assistance. Yeah, that helps us. Okay, all goods and services are going to increase. People hardly can afford basic needs now that will only put significant strain on everyday needs people are already living paycheck to paycheck. And your dream of adding a workshop, jacuzzi, etc. in the backyard, say goodbye to that. Your money will only go so far.
10 seconds, please.
You think food costs are high? It will only make it worse. Food prices have increased. Okay, listen to this part. Because of the shipping costs, right? The production costs and
That's time,
increase in
please.
fuel prices going up since 2020. But did you know the fuel surcharge that is added to your food that us truckers are supposed to get? We're not getting it. We're still getting the same rates that we were getting in 2020. So somebody's keeping that money. You want to ask where that's going. And with the same with this tax. Is it going to go where it's supposed to go?
That's time, please.
What is it really going to do? Yeah, I get that. You
There
don't
are-
know
there are-
anything about the
there are
transportation
other
industry
people
and
who
how
are
that's going to
scheduled- There are
affect.
other people who are scheduled to speak who won't be able to speak.
Is there
Okay.
anybody that would like to speak after me that I can
We
use
have
their
two. We
time?
have 2 more people on the list.
And,
You can use my
yeah, okay, your supply chain
Sorry, who's that?
What's your name?
Just spoke
Sorry,
up.
Paul, I was gonna speak again, but you can have it.
Gone too far.
No.
So-
There are
so-
2 other people on the list.
so you think
Jerry
it's
Northern and
caused from
Tina
the carbon?
Maxfield.
One gentleman said that our pollution, of course you can't see carbon dioxide in the air, right? What's in the air? Movement. It's dust, it's particles. You move, you create dust. Horses don't put off the carbons like cars, but when they're running, what goes in the air behind them? All the particles they've stirred up. So if you want your air to be better, maybe you should stop moving around. But we can't do that. This is an industry state. We want our industry. The trucking industry, where I send my trucks, are the industry places. We go to places where there's no industry, and we struggle getting loads to come back. Utah thrives off of the industry. We have to have it. So somebody mentioned maybe we should slow the industry. We don't want that. It would stop jobs. And we need the innovation here. And
Okay,
so
that's
if
time,
you
please,
don't
so
want
we
the
can
stuff
allow
in
other
the
people
air,
to speak.
ride a bike. And you got asthma? Check your food. Thank you.
Garrett Northrop? You good?
I think we have 2 more speakers, right?
One more.
more
Keenan
speaker.
Maxfield?
I teach for a solar school that is very active in the green movement. So I take a personal risk in order to stand for truth. And I actually reject most of the conspiracy theories that have been mentioned today. But the thing is that behind closed doors, even people high up in the green movement will often admit that carbon dioxide is not the problem. So the thing is that everybody here knows that most of the people in the state are against carbon taxes. But I'm really curious why most of the people don't even know that this is going on. When I heard about this meeting, I texted at least 20 different people who are more into politics than I am, more into all the conspiracy stuff than I am, more, I focus on my work. I install solar, I train people, I'm a technical guy.
1 minute, please.
Nobody had ever even heard about this. So, and I do feel very bad about some of the slander that was said about you guys, and that's not right. We shouldn't be getting mad at them. We should be spreading the word. Why do so few people know about this? It's our job to spread the word, tell everybody what to do about it, what it really is. I mean, the documents I can find online about this are just really complicated, and I didn't have much time to research. Maybe you guys have some simplified documents, but I didn't find them. But yeah, just spread the word, and thank you.
Thank you. That gentleman gets an extra round of applause for doing that with a toddler in his hands. So. Well done, sir.
I have one question. What was his last name?
Oh, Maxfield?
Maxfield.
Thank you.
K-I-E-N-A-N. I think this concludes the public hearing. You're all welcome to come with us to Price and to Provo later tonight. I'm sure there will be plenty of other folks.
Where in Provo are you?
I'm sorry?
Where in Provo are you?
At the Provo Library.
What time?
201,
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. So, and I understand that this brings up strong feelings and emotions for lots of folks.
Since there's no support, why
air
don't you
pollution
just
brings
withdraw?
up air pollution brings up lots of issues, and climate change brings up lots of emotions for people in this state also. And I want to thank you all for being respectful and peaceful and sharing your opinions and connecting with each other and telling us how you feel about things. So, can we get another round of applause for the city administration for hosting this event?
Sure.
If there are things you'd like to see improved about this process, then again, we're just following the rules that are written by the state legislature, so talk to the state legislators. If you think there's a better way to do this, then we'll probably support them. All right, thanks everybody. This meeting is adjourned.